for all the services, airmen, soldiers, Marines, and the sailors, they know what that diamond means. A lot of the services don't have that diamond, but like the Army and the Marines do. But
so that's not specific. That's not special to the Air Force.
Well, it is special to the Air Force, and I can say that because we are the only service that you can be a E7, E8, E9 first sergeant. Like in the Army, you got the E8s out there, and they're diamonds. So that's a little different. It's more of a rank to them, and it's a position for us. It's a special duty position that we step out of our AFSC and become first sergeants in order to take care of our people.
All right. So how exactly do you become a first sergeant?
All right. Good question. I could really answer this one because, like I said before, I'm a brand new first sergeant. Just went through the academy, graduated on 3 August. And the way you become a first sergeant, any master sergeant select, that epitomizes his current rank can apply for the special duty. Some of the requirements include, having a CCAF degree, completing your course 14, ASVAB scores got to be at least a 47 in administration and a 62 in general. Be physically fit. You got to pass that PT test. You got to look good in uniform, of course. And some MASCOMs actually have a minimum score that they set before they push a package forward. After that, your application will go to the Wing CCM and get endorsed by the Wing Commander if he see fit to push it forward to AFPC. Once it gets to AFPC, you get a class date. You go to class down in Maxwell, Alabama, where you do a 3-week first sergeant academy. It's pretty intense. It's like drinking through a water hose. Well, a fire hose, what I might say, because it's a lot of information they throw at you real quick, and they leave it up to you to kind of figure it out. But the information includes a lot of the stuff, a lot of the base agency stuff, where to point your airmen in the right direction if they will have the problems, counseling, interpersonal stuff like that. Because some first sergeants are introverts, some of them extroverts. To me, I think I'm right in the middle. Because if you're a little to the left or to the right, you're too much of an extrovert, you might miss a couple things. If you're too much of an introvert, you might not be doing enough for your airmen. So be right in that middle. Be that well-rounded person to become a first sergeant. Like I said, the 3 weeks that you got down there, there's two tests that you have. It's a 15-question test. The first one they have, it's like active duty component. And the 30 question test is the secondary test, and it's basically like all general questions. What should a first sergeant know? Right off the bat. However, I felt that was one of the most exciting professional development settings that I was ever in. You're in a room full of a lot of A-type personalities, so it's either step your game up or get ran over. But you definitely have to step your game up to be the first sergeant academy. A lot of people are kind of nervous about being a first sergeant because of public speaking. Now, I can tell you this, in the first sergeant academy, there's a 2 to 3 minute speech. And you basically talk about a commander's call topic, PT standards, dress and appearance, things like that. It goes by so quick, and it's so easy because you're doing it in your 3rd week of class, and you don't even realize it that, you know the whole class, and you're able to get up there and talk in front of these guys comfortably. Same thing within your units. Once you get to your home unit, first thing you need to do is go in there and get to know everybody, or try to get to know everybody, know them, their families, know their first name, things like that. It makes you become a lot comfortable with them, and then you can speak in front of them. So I say for anybody out there that's aspiring to be a first sergeant, don't get nervous about the public speaking. It'll come with the job, definitely. One other thing I'd like to talk about, too, as far as becoming a first sergeant, there's some proposed changes that are supposed to go down with the First Sergeant Academy. They're going to switch it to a blending style of learning. So they're going to have a 4-week course that's going to be online on the Air University Blackboard. And then right after the 4-week course, we take online, and you're going to have a 2-week in residence where you go down to Maxwell, Alabama, and you go down there, you learn the drill, ceremony, change of commands. They're taking the PT test requirement out, because if you guys don't know, the second day of the First Sergeant Academy right now, as it stands, you have to take a PT test, right? Now, it's pretty much a mock PT test, but you got to take it serious, because if you don't pass that PT test, you're going back home, without a doubt. Yeah, so, they only want the best down there, so, and that's what they're getting right now. I think when I was down there, I think the last time they had a failure was about 8 months ago, so they're doing real well. But they're, like I said before, they're talking about taking that away from it.
So is it? Do you want to ask that next one? I was really curious. I was just like, is it once a first shirt, always a first shirt, or like how long are you? How long do you have that diamond on there? Do you always have that diamond, or what happens?
No, well, I could say once a first shirt, always a first shirt. Yes. I could say, it's going to be in your blood. It's going to be in your heart. Even if you take that diamond off, you're still going to be a first sergeant. Now, the by the book answer, you do 3 years. It's a 3+3 special duty. You do 3 years. Once you get to your 24th month, within that first 3 years, you have what they call a second tour election form that you'll fill out and say, hey, I want to do another 3. But if you don't fill out that form, you get automatically vectored back to your AFSC. So with that said, if you want to be a first sergeant longer than 3 years, you can be a first sergeant up to 6 years. But a lot of people right now are they're pushing for a lot of people to go back to their career fields. Getting that fresh new blood rotation through there. Get out of your career field for 3 years, jump back into your career field. Take that knowledge, that experience back into your career field. Making the Air Force better for everybody.
So when you do, if they don't go, or if you don't elect to go for the additional 3 years, or even if you do the 6, does that mean that you lose the diamond on your patch, or just, once you have it on there, you just keep it until you get out?
Yeah, no, you're actually going to lose that diamond. And one thing. We talked about, also attended the 2012 First Sergeant Leadership Conference down at Jacksonville. They had it in conjunction with the ASTA conference down there. And one of the things they talked about is one of the special duties out there has a ribbon that goes along with their duty after they finish, the recruiter ribbon, right? It's worth 2 points. They were talking about making a first sergeant ribbon. Right, so that'll be pretty neat, They didn't want it all fancy with like diamonds or anything on it, but they wanted to have that sort of signify like, hey, I was once a first sergeant, because it is a special duty that's highly regarded out there.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I'm glad they're going to do that.
Oh yeah.
All right, so there's a couple terms, right, for first sergeants. It's the first sergeant and first shirt. Where did the first shirt title originally come from?
Okay. Okay, there's many theories out there, but one that I think is the one I like the best is when the army troops used to remove their shirts when they used to work in hot weather out there. The first sergeant would continue to wear his shirt, because he was the boss of the crew and he wasn't doing manual labor, of course. So when anyone wanted some instructions or advice on the subject, he was told to see the shirt. So this guy's out there, he's the only one wearing the shirt. That's the shirt. You got to go see the shirt if you want to know anything. So that's one of the theories out there, but I think that's the most colorful one out there.
That makes sense. Yeah, it does.
Right.
All right, and one last thing is, so what kind of problems would I bring to my first shirt?
I could definitely say you should bring almost any problems to your first sergeant. Like I said before, A first sergeant should be visible and accessible at all times. You know, there's a lot of times that we're not in our office, but we're usually around the base doing things, but we always have a cell phone, BlackBerry, email. You know, get in touch with us. You know, anything you need, that's what we're there for. We're there for taking care of airmen and their families. You know, it's mission first, people always. You know, and we gotta get that out there for the airmen to get it instilled in their heads. Hey, go talk to your first sergeant. You know, he's not that person that's gonna, you know, hey, lock it up and tell you to get out of his office. You know, he's supposed to be a listening person. You know, and that's the way I am. My perspective is that I should have an airman in my unit. If he's got any kind of problems, you know, whether it's marital, family emergency, career development, if he wants to cross train, educational wise, you know, hey, sir, should I get my degree? What's the importance of a CCAF degree? You know, any kind of question that you can think of, you know, bring it to your first sergeant. You know, if they don't have all the answers there, I guarantee the first sergeant could point you in the right direction or get you the answer that you need and know where to find it. Definitely, because I mean that's what we're there for. So utilize us. You know, we're not all about bad stuff, you know, and discipline and stuff like that. But we're there for the morale. We're there to lift each other up. We're there for mentorship. You know, we mentor master sergeants. We mentor tech sergeants on down the line. You know, sometimes you may get a chief up in there. You know, they may have a question to the first sergeant. But that's my big perspective on everything. Airmen should freely be able to talk to their first sergeant. You know, now sometimes airmen give a little bit too much TMI. You know, they come to your office and just spill their guts. You're like, oh, wait a minute, let's just talk about this here. But it's a great experience, and it's good for me, you know, to have an airman come to me and ask me about mentorship. You know, hey, sir, what's the best way to study for my next rank? You know, what's the best route to get my CCF degree? What should I do after I retire? You know, have you thought about that? You know, things like that. TSP, you know, that's a big thing out there. A lot of people don't know about TSP. And, you know, stuff like that you can brief. Standards, anything in a unit that they don't see that, you know, that may be a problem. Like, hey, you know, I noticed, sure, that we do such, you know, certain things at PT that others don't like. Hey, let's bring in some new ideas, some new fresh blood. You should be able to change things within your unit, you know, to make it better morale for everybody. You know, and airmen should be able to come to their first sergeant and address those issues and not be turned away.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for coming in.